speaking to Joy Business on the back of a warning by the Energy Commission that Ghana may have to import power as a result of faults and fuel supply constraints. Dr. Suleimana said government must focus on developing renewable sources of energy as well as expanding the gas infrastructure to serve as buffers against future shocks.
So, in simple, we do going to have a short-term measures, medium to long-term measure, but the short-term measure we have or we need now is money. And I believe we have to prioritize. I always say that you have to put your money where your mouth lies. I mean, you have to prioritize. I mean, put your money where your mouth lies. So however they put it, in a way that you have to prioritize. We can't say that we just don't have money for power. Yes, I know we are constrained, but let us prioritize. And one of the priority how we can prioritize is to go according to what this cash water form mechanism is dictating. It's not we are not saying that you should embrace it 100% because we are constrained. But if you end up not even the little that you have collected, you are not able to channel it to the right portion, you're going to have a problem. So yes, we do have a problem, but priority is key here. Long-term measures is what I talked about. Let's try to develop our gas infrastructure. That is non-negotiable. If we want to avoid these cyclic problems, then the other third portion that I always look on is to be able to expand our renewable energy base. I mean, to be able to make sure that we encapsulate and put a renewable energy generation into our generation base. That will help. And how do we help do that? The government can create an enabling environment to ensure that people invest in the world of renewables. We can make a lot of rooftops, solar panels for individual homes. That will help a lot, and that can easily be done with right policies in place. We can easily help people to have rooftop solar panels on their rooftop, and that will help greatly. It will minimize the burden on ECD and to also help to enhance the reliable power supply. But I think long term is that we need to invest in our gas infrastructure, to be able to link up the power in the petroleum sector. We need to be able to nail this once and for all.
The Ghana Shippers Authority has bemoaned the practice where state agencies import goods and leave them at the ports, resulting in a cost to the country through demurrage and rent charges. According to the authority, the country lost $24 million to foreign shipping lines in demurrage, majority of which were incurred by state agencies. The following report has more.
The figures were disclosed at a workshop organized by the Ghana Shippers Authority to educate representatives of state-owned agencies such as metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies on the need to reduce demurrage charges. Speaking on behalf of the CEO of the authority, the director in charge of operations, Sylvia Sanat Daudo, said such acts lead to financial loss to the state.
A cursory look at the uncleared cargo list reveals consignment of state-owned agencies that have overstayed at the port, with some chalking hundreds of days at the port. Even though these consignments are not forfeited to the state for purposes of auction, their eventual clearance will be accompanied by huge demurrage and rent charges accumulated over the period. The authority reiterates its appeal to chief directors, chief executives, managing directors, and other relevant officers of MDAs, SOEs, to take urgent action to ensure that these consignments are expeditiously cleared from the port to mitigate the use of state resources for such avoidable cost. As an agency established to champion the interests of importers, exporters in Ghana, the authority is of the firm belief that where shippers do not occasion delays, they should not bear the associated cost. This requires all stakeholders in the shipping value chain to be minded about the cost of their actions or inactions.
Providing some recommendations on measures being taken to have a uniform system in accounting for demurrage charges, Head of Shipper Services and Trade Facilitation, Mrs. Monica Josiah, said the authority is engaging all stakeholders on the issue.
That when you get your own container, it's not as though you don't pay customs duty. But when you do the cost-benefit analysis, I believe that even paying the customs duty is better. And in any case, the customs duty remains here in Ghana. So at least you know that whatever you are paying will remain here in Ghana. So that is what I want to say to that. Now, in respect of the getting the shipping lines to count demurrage, like for us to have clarity and uniformity on demurrage-free days, the authority has severally engaged a number of them. Currently, what we are doing is we are creating a working group with various service providers, including the shipping agents, for us to look at these things. And like the chair said, our law is also being strengthened to really give effect, because some people will start counting demurrage at different times.
The National Information Technology Agency says there is a need for a deliberate approach to push for mitigation measures to curb cyber threats. According to the Director General of NITA, Richard Ochrifusu, the agency is working with other key stakeholders within the information technology space to aid in Ghana's digitalization drive to support other sectors of the economy. He was speaking at a signing event for an antivirus service for government.
The official signing and partnership arrangement was between NITA, Smart Infranco, and Trend Micro, a global antivirus service provider. Richard Fosu called on companies in the ICT space to invest in research.
And as a nation, we need to take deliberate steps to properly profile and ensure that we have comprehensive mitigation measures to protect the national business for continuity planning. One of such risk factor that we encounter is cyber threat. And we hope that this partnership arrangement that we've entered into will actually help us in protecting us.
Director General of the Cyber Security Authority, Albert Nchubu-Esiaku, stressed the need for more collaboration within the space.
I think the idea of the collaboration between NITA, operational technical partner, and also Trend Micro is not just the first initiative being done here to protect government networks. There's existence of the government sector SOC, which is protecting that. But I think that is just one layer of what is expected to be deployed across government networks.
Chief Executive Officer for Smart Franco, Harkirit Singh, said Ghana's digitalization agenda will be robust if measures are put in place to protect data.
Protecting the infrastructure is key in today's environment where we are. And that gives the trust for people who want to do business, transact services on digital platforms, and that is the key for a nation to have a vision to become digital. Okay. And the security, as I said, has been paramount, and we have been putting a lot of solutions of safeguarding all of the public infrastructure in the data centers and public agencies by putting together DDoS infrastructure that we have set up.
The German corporation, in collaboration with Ghana TVET Service, has launched the Female Talents in Construction project. The initiative is designed to equip young graduates, particularly females, with industry-required skills for employment in the construction sector. Team lead for the project, John Duty, said the project seeks to increase participation of women in the construction sector, which currently stands at 3%.
The Female Talent in Construction project, which was launched under the theme Bridging the Skills Gap to meet global standards, aims to meet growing demands for construction work and skilled construction workers. In all, 86 beneficiaries have been inducted into the project and will be trained in areas such as masonry, tiling, welding, and electricals. In an interview, team lead for the project, John Duty, said the project will increase the participation of women in the sector and create employable opportunities.
We have lots of females in high positions in the built environment. But believe me, if you go to construction site, we all see that. And You see them in white helmets. Most of them are males, right? So we want to change that narrative to have much more females in the construction center. So in the near future, when you go to any construction site, it's men and women working hand in hand to ensure that they cross-fertilize each other in terms of skills to improve on the construction subsector in Ghana.
The director of the Ghana TVET service, Juliana Nkrumah, said the project was timely and would provide women with the competencies needed to excel in the sector.
And female talent in construction project, among others, many of TVET initiatives provide the catalyst for the realization of this agenda. TVET has become a government priority, and with the cooperation of industry stakeholders, many opportunities can be created for the youth of Ghana and private sector companies to drive growth and sustainability development. For the sustainability of this project, it is our hope that the various stakeholders will, by the end of the 2 months industrial training, which our trainees will undergo, they will employ them by the various organizations.
The participants will be awarded certificates on completion of the project.
Managing country partner at Deloitte Ghana, Daniel Kwejo-Owusu, has said despite challenges associated with artificial intelligence, there is an urgent need to harness the facility towards the country's socio-economic development. He said the country should currently consider investing in AI to be able to take advantage of the emerging AI revolution, currently sweeping across the globe. There's more in this report.
Since its inception in 2016, the Ghana CEO Summit has emerged as the foremost gathering for influential figures including decision makers, CEOs, head of state, entrepreneurs, and business leaders. This year's summit is under the theme Reigniting Business and Economic Growth, Charting the Path Forward, Economic Diversification and Artificial Intelligence Transformation, a private-public sector CEO dialogue, and high-impact learning. Mr. Owusu called for more investment within the artificial intelligence space.
The next biggest thing that is changing everything we do is AI. So when you look at it, artificial intelligence, it looks a big word, but in fact already you see that it's already around and it's already running, and people are taking advantage of it. So what is artificial intelligence? It's using the knowledge to learn the things around you and to predict things. So you would have seen that even when you go on the internet now, you see the things that popped out around you are things that you have been going and things that you have been looking at in the past. That's what actually come around, and that's that AI in operation.
Country senior partner at PwC, Vish Ashiabo, called on sector players to work with policymakers to take advantage of AI.
Business essentially is about development. It's about the quality of life for all of our people. And we cannot achieve that alone as business people. We have to do so in partnership with policymakers, essentially government, regulators, etc., etc. So what is of great interest to us in respect of this summit and the work that the CEO Network does is that it provides a platform through which we can engage with policymakers based on real life data and real life insights as to what it is that will advance all of our causes.
Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana CEO Summit, Ernest de Grafty-Jules, urged both the private and public sector players to harness the full potential of technological advancement.
The theme for the upcoming Ghana CEO Summit is reigniting growth. And here we mean business and economic growth and charting a path forward with focus on AI transformation and economic diversification. We believe these two pillars, through discussions, through idea sharing, will give us very good communique that can help Ghana chart a path forward. On the day, we are going to have 3 panel discussions networking sessions, awards, and importantly, presentation by Corporate Ghana.
The 2024 Ghana CEO Summit is scheduled for May 27, 2024 at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. The event will ignite discussions that will drive tangible progress and foster sustainable growth in our economy.
Now, the quality of local rice grains and brands in Ghana has been the bane of production upscale to meet the heavy demand of the commodity on the market. The country imports more than 60% of rice to meet local demands, as many local rice producers struggle to access the market despite the growing demand for rice. The United Nations International Development Organization, with its objective to improve the local rice industry and enhance food security, is equipping actors on the rice value chain with requisite post-harvest standard techniques. There is more in this report.
Rice is the second most important staple food after maize in Ghana, but only a third of rice consumed is produced locally. Between $300 million and $500 million worth of rice are imported into the country each year. While Guinean production increased by over 12% within the last decade, consumption surged by 25%, resulting in continued dependency on imported rice.
Most of Ghanaians use the foreign rice. They like the foreign rice. Sometimes you go and give them the sample, they will cook it. Oh, it's very nice, but they have the perception that when you are coming, they brought them the good one. But I assume if the demand for more, will be bringing them maybe the bad one. Demand for our local rice is very, 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 very low. The demand for our local rice is very. As I'm speaking to, come to my warehouse, there's a chunk of paddy rice we are having over there. A lot of chunk. It can be there 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, sometimes even more than a year.
While the country aims at increasing local rice production, quality of the commodity is a concern to many of the local consumers. The United Nations Industrial Development Organization, realizing the existing need, is equipping actors along the rice value chain with requisite skills and technology support. The project, dubbed Improving the Technology and Quality Control System for Higher Value Addition in the Post-Harvest Processes of Rice Value Chain, is in collaboration with the governments of Ghana and Japan. David Dakon is Capacity Building Coordinator at UNIDO.
The program is meant for very resourceful and dynamic agricultural officers and selected value chain actors who have so many years' experience in training value chain actors. So the idea is that after the training, they are going to do cascade training or retrain their colleagues and also other actors so that we'll be able to, one, increase the quantity of rice, not just the quantity, but also the quality, so that we'll be able to, in a way, close the demand gap of rice.
In the Ashanti region, 60 agricultural officers and selected value chain actors in Bekwai and Ahafuano North District were taken through post-harvest processes for high-grade rice qualities by the Ghana Standards Authority. Dr. Rosalind Amoa is the Chief Scientific Officer of the Food and Beverages Lab of GSA.
Every food has its own standard. So the standard for milled rice and for paddy rice, we are going to teach them the specification. So what's the moisture content? What are the various characteristics of the rice that you should look out for even if you are purchasing? Then we are going to look at a very important factor, grading of the rice grain. What is grading of the rice grain? That is sorting the rice grains into various parameters or various characteristics, which in the end is going to tell you whether this rice is of good quality, whether it is of grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4.
Some participants share the benefits gained from the workshop.
To get the quality rice out there, it has to start with a quality seed being put into the soil. And that is key. And it says that every step in the rice production is very important. That is why they are in also not just on the training, they're also providing equipment for the millers.
We have a lot of rice farmers and millers here, so we'll take this training to them for them to be able to benefit from this. It has really equipped us and increased our knowledge in the quality rice. And we know with time, if you are able to produce this quality rice, importation of rice will reduce, and then farmers' pockets will also increase.
it's good for us to get into standards, to know standards. So if you are producing, this is the standard nationally and internationally, so that you produce towards it. So I think the capacity building is in the right direction.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Brandt Kweku.
Delta Airlines will fly its state-of-the-art Airbus A330-900neo on non-stop service from Accra to New York JFK effective 27th October 2024. The new aircraft will add approximately 30% more capacity between Ghana and the United States. Speaking to journalists at a media roundtable in Accra, Senior Vice President for Europe, Middle East, Africa and India, Matteo Curcio, said the new aircraft will provide the most convenience and comfort for its customers.
This is our latest technology and best product that we're bringing here in Ghana. So I think our customer will really love it. We're going to offer on this plane the 4 cabins that are really at the base of our premium experience. So we have our Delta One suite, which are our totally dedicated with door and direct aisle access for all the customer. We have our premium economy product, we have our Comfort Plus, and then of course we have our basic economy. So the passenger will love flying this new plane. And most importantly, this new plane will have over 60 seats more, 30% more capacity than the current plane. So which means that this aircraft will help develop the relationship between US and Ghana even further, in addition to cargo capabilities that are much stronger than the one that we have today. So it will help also the cargo ties and the trade between US and Ghana. We already offer free Wi-Fi domestically, but we're also announced already free Wi-Fi internationally, and that will come soon, I think at the beginning of 2025, and is another addition in terms of experience for the customer. The customer will appreciate that Delta is now the most on-time and reliable airline on the planet, so they can be confident that they can book Delta. They will be able to enjoy the best journey.
That's how we part company tonight. I am Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. I leave you with international business.